Right, Liza P is coming on the 19th of September, and I think now is the best time to remember everything we know about the game so far. Today we will talk about the game's unique mechanics, gameplay, and speculate a bit. We have a lot of information on our hands, so let's see if Liza P is worth your time and money, shall we? And before we start, if you like what I do and want to support me and my channel, give me a sub. It really helps with the discoverability of my videos. So yeah, if you're feeling supportive today, subscribe to my channel. Cheers. So, Liza P is an action RPG Souls-like game set in a La Belle Epoque era, around the late 19th to the early 20th century, and is a dark and gnarly retelling of the story of the famous wooden boy Pinocchio. The story takes place in the city of Krat that has been overrun by humanoid-looking automatons called puppets and turned into a death row due to a so-called puppet frenzy, an event that made most of the puppets mad and turned them against humans. As Pinocchio, you must find your creator Mr. Geppetto and potentially become a real human. Now, many people say that Liza P looks a lot like Bloodborne and promote this idea as if it was the game's selling point. And I think, yeah man, they do share some similarities for sure, although I don't think Liza P is a Bloodborne copycat, more like a love letter to Bloodborne fans and Souls-like games fans in general. It is clear that NeoWiz and Round 8, the devs, took their inspiration from Bloodborne and Souls series, but at the same time it really feels that Liza P stands on its own feet. Weapon customization is one of the coolest mechanics presented in the game. So basically, on top of just upgrading your swords and hammers and such with twinkling titanite, you can combine various weapon parts to create unique weapons suitable for different situations. The components are the blade, or the upper half of the weapon, and the handle. Every weapon can be dismantled and then combined with different components to create something else. On top of that, every weapon comes with its own fable art. Fable arts are pretty much ashes of war from Elden Ring. Weapon skills bound to either a blade or a handle. Fable arts can be both offensive and defensive and require so-called fable slots, Liza P's equivalent of mana points. In the demo, to combine a blade and a handle into a full weapon, you need to use a Stargazer. That's how bonfires and Liza P are called. And I'm not sure if this will stay the way it is in the full game. It looks like Liza P will feature tons of various weapons, not just regular looking swords and rapiers. We'll have makeshift crude orcish stuff like live puppets axe blade or circular electric chainsaw blade, this one coil Mjolnir head, and weird shit like Ouroboros' eye. In addition to right-hand weapons, you will have a Legion arm. A Legion arm is a tool that can be mounted on your prosthetic left arm. Now this should add even more variety to your playstyle. For example, there's Aegis Legion arm, a shield pretty much, suitable for sword and board builds, or this one, Falcon Eyes, a long-range grenade launcher. In one of the gameplay videos we can take a peek at some of the Legion arms presented in the game, and I'm not gonna lie, some of them look fucking sick! Take this Pandemonium Legion arm for instance. Not just that it looks like Lovecraft's wet dream, it also allows you to cover the floor with what's left of Lovecraft by now, applying DOTs to your enemies. And there's a bunch more, like this one allows you to deploy mines, Flamberge allows you to cast Axii, Fulminus to cast Electric Axii, and Puppet String, the one that we had a chance to test ourselves in a demo, pulls enemies closer or allows you to move towards them. It could be a big deal for some, but there's no armor in Liza P. Instead, you can unlock costumes, purely cosmetic items that do not add any changes or buffs to Pinocchio's stats, but they look quite cool. I can't wait for a mod that lets you have a, I don't know, a Siegward of Katarina costume or something. There's also the Lie system, another interesting mechanic presented in Liza P. Now, I couldn't really find much information on the Lie system, but basically at some points in the game you are presented with a choice to tell the truth or to lie, and that somehow affects Pinocchio. It is established by the law that puppets can't lie, but we know that Pinocchio is a special puppet on the road to becoming a human. I'd say that I'm almost certain that the lie system will affect the branching paths of NPC quests, making them more intricate. The rest of the systems and mechanics are pretty much a standard deal for a Souls-like. For bonfires you have stargazers, for souls you have ergo, for Estus flasks there are pulse cells. You lose your souls upon death, and all the enemies except for bosses and mini-bosses respawn after you die or rest at a bonfire. Pulse cells can be gradually charged by attacking enemies, which is quite interesting. If you find yourself out of healies in the midst of a fight, there's a chance to replenish a pulse cell simply by being aggressive. And same with your Fable meter. It can be restored by performing heavy attacks. When it comes to visuals, well, of course it's always subjective, but in my opinion the game looks very good. Rather stunning at times, especially design-wise. I often found myself stopping just to enjoy the way some of the places look. Liza P demo runs very well, man. It's incredibly well optimized. Just so you know, it runs on Unreal Engine 4, the same engine, I don't know, Jedi Survivor is using, and Liza P is 175 FPS locked in the demo. Though I still can't forget Wulong Fallen Dynasty's horrendous performance, where the demo was overperforming the full game. I really hope it's not the case with Liza P. Liza P will cost you $60 or $70 if you want to play the game 72 hours early. And you know what I think? I think $60 for a game is a lot of money in general. But given the situation on the market nowadays where every AAA game is $60 minimum and it's something we kinda have to deal with, well, I guess it's fine to pay $2 per hour of entertainment, eh? Coping. Oh yeah. And we are expecting Liza P to be 30 to 60 hours long, as per Choi Ji Wong, the game's director. It has been revealed that if you go through the game it will take you 30 hours, and then he said that if a player would check everything in the game and uncover the secrets they have hidden, the length would be doubled to around 60 hours. They chose 30 hours because they wanted to appeal to both longer playtime and shorter playtime lovers. For the short time players, he suggested playing the game step by step, as they will enjoy it better that way. Each stage would take around 10 hours, which is the length these types of players would want. They can still enjoy the game on the short run and slowly go through all stages at the same time. So we can safely say that Liza P will have 3 chapters, and we will need 10 hours minimum to beat each of them. Unfortunately, it seems there will be no new game plus in Liza P, but the director ensures that there will be plenty of things you won't be able to enjoy in the first run, and will likely need multiple playthroughs to experience everything. Liza P is coming on the 19th of September to Steam, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Series S and X. I can't wait to sink the promised 60 hours in it. And what about you? Are you picking it up, or are you waiting for my worth a buy video later next week? And most importantly, are you a longer playtime lover or a shorter playtime lover? I don't know, just pick something. Thanks for watching, see ya.